Sip and read Love Letters from Beyond. Romance novel by Maria Barnett. Chapter 11.
I slammed the door, shaking as the conversation that had shattered my world replayed itself like a loop over and over. Tears streamed down my face, blurring the sight of Peter's retreating figure through the see-through window. In my hand was a singular letter from Russ, a physical manifestation of the gaping hole torn through my life. The curve of my husband's handwriting was a cruel reminder of a future stolen from me. Russ had been taken from me, my Russ. I slumped on the floor, wondering how I was ever going to get out of this. The man in my world these past 7 years was gone. Now, all I had left was this worn scrap of paper and the glint of his name in silver against the wooden board. A choked sob escaped my lips, morphing into a wail of despair that racked my entire body. Russ was the only man I'd ever loved. From the moment he'd been carried into the ER in a mangled mess of shrapnel and bravado, I'd been a goner. Even beneath the layers of fatigue and pain, his hazel eyes held a spark that had ignited a fire in my soul. Despite the severity of his stomach wound, he'd charmed his way past my professional ethics with a shameless wink and a hearty joke. It was a slow burn at first, stolen glances across the hospital room that blossomed into secret rendezvous in the quiet of the hospital gardens. Russ had been relentless in pursuing me until I gave in to a date with him. 6 months later, we were talking forever. He proposed with wildflowers and promised me heaven on earth. And he had lived that promise every single day. My chest constricted as if a knot were tightening, ready to suffocate my lungs. My hands trembled uncontrollably as I clutched at my chest, trying to restrain the turmoil within. The room felt like it was closing in, every sound amplified to a deafening roar. Yet my world shrank to the confines of my frantic thoughts. I took deep breaths, letting in the fresh and getting out the gasps. I vividly remembered those excruciating 2 months preceding our wedding, which seemed to stretch endlessly. Russ had been deployed on a mission, leaving me filled with dread. Who wouldn't be? I had first met him battered and bruised, and now he was informing me of yet another deployment. Panic consumed me, and my worries spiraled out of control. But he returned and made me the most excited bride. This time, he's not returning. He's not coming back? No, I wailed, tugging at everything around me. No. The wail reached a crescendo, pulling me from the vortex of my memories. I can't do this. A small hand, clutching a dino bear, tugged at the hem of my nightgown. Matthew's eyes were wild as he gazed at me, like seeing a version of me for the first time. The sight of his innocent eyes, so like his father's, shattered the dam of my grief anew, and I crumpled to the floor, clutching him to my chest as the world dissolved into a torrent of tears.
Sip and read Love Letters from Beyond. Get your copy. Follow the link.